Hi guys, this is Aerie, and this is the third and final part of our series on becoming a cam girl. So you've already picked your site, you've created your social media, you've created your name, you've decided on your persona, you've taken your pictures, you've set up your camp space, and now you're pressing the broadcast button. Now you might be watching this for your first stream, your second stream, whatever, but you're still new and you're new to camming. Your first 10 streams will probably be a lot of testing and just seeing what works for you and finding out what you like to do. So you're pressing your broadcast button, whether this is the first, second, or third time, you're probably still nervous. So some tips to help with that. When you log on, try to be as honest to yourself as you can be without giving too much of yourself away. Some people find that when they start camming that they can get their feelings hurt because there are trolls online that will come into your room and try to give you a hard time and basically ruin your time on cam. So be so much of yourself that you're able to have fun and express yourself, but not so much that you're going to be hurt by if somebody comes in and says something negative about what you're sharing with the world. We also have a great post on webcamstartup.com about handling trolls, so make sure that you head over there and check that out on the blog. So you get online, you're a little nervous, but you start to chat with some people, and they're really nice, and they may even start tipping you. Now, if these people start to come back every single time you broadcast, these are probably going to become your core group of regulars. Now, regulars are great to have because these are people that you can reliably count on being there most of the time, that are going to chat with you and entertain you. And even when they're not tipping, they're going to provide some form of entertainment that's going to make the time that you spend on cam go by a little bit faster. Sitting in an empty, quiet room, singing to yourself, twiddling your thumbs, and rocking your head back and forth is not always the funnest thing to do. So making sure that you get a core group of regulars and treating them nicely, and they will likely treat you nicely in return, is a great way to make sure that every time you get online, you're having a good time and you're never really bored, and you're there to make money, but you're also there and having a positive experience rather than just kind of sitting there and forcing your way through the day. So getting these regulars is important. How will you maintain these regulars? Now, you found these regulars on a campsite, so obviously they like cam shows, and they're probably going to spend money on cam shows. They're going to tip for cam shows, and they're going to tip for you to do actions on cam. But a lot of campsite viewers also want to keep in contact with their favorite models offline. You can provide services such as GFE sexting services through sites like Sex Panther or Night Flirt, or you can even start up a Kik account for Kik messaging with them, where you can say that they have to tip a certain amount on the campsite, or through your pay site of choice to keep in contact with you when you're not online. You could also create a private or public Snapchat account. A private Snapchat account could have lewd posts that people pay to see, or your public Snapchat account can just be you posting throughout your day, teasing and announcing when you'll be online. And obviously you're going to want to have Twitter or something of that nature in order to keep in contact with them there too, and people can turn on your tweet notifications so you can tweet when you'll be going online. Now, these are all great ways for your regulars to keep in contact with you, for you to keep in contact with your regulars, and for you to promote your services. When you use these accounts, you're going to want to make sure that you are positively interacting, make sure that you are posting things through affiliate links so you can maximize the amount of money you're making, and make sure that you are promoting in a good way that will keep people wanting to follow you and wanting to interact with you, especially if these are public accounts. Now, creating a private Snapchat is definitely a big, huge plus. It is a great add-on for people to tip for in cam shows that will keep your show exciting because it'll keep the money flowing, and it will give people the ability to see you when you're offline, and it will also remind people that you exist. Sometimes people stay off of their computer for a few days and don't really log on cams and kind of distance themselves from the cam world, which makes sense. We can't be sexual beings all the time. We aren't expected to be. I mean, some people expect us to be, but we aren't. Customers aren't going to want shows all of the time either. So having a service that kind of reminds them that you're still around even when they're in that kind of funk. So when they come back, they'll see that you've been active on Snapchat that whole time. They may be keeping up with your posts, maybe even tapping through it, but seeing that you were there and just kind of seeing that visual on their phone when they go through their Snapchat can help them to remember, like, hey, I should go visit her when I'm feeling up to it. So That's a great value add-on, and it's a great way to make passive income. You can also do little short shows after you get off cam for your Snapchat and kind of advertise it at the end of your shows like, all right, I'm logging off now, but I'm gonna go post on my private Snapchat. It's a good value add-on too, because if you don't make your show countdown, you can still do a show on Snapchat and say if X amount of people buy in, you'll do a show, and that way you can still be earning money. So, do you have a creepy stalker yet? It doesn't happen to everybody, but sometimes you get a person that is obsessed with you when you start camming. And sometimes these people are paying customers and sometimes they're freeloaders, but either way, it probably ticks you off. As a cam girl, you need to set some established boundaries with all of your customers. If you let even one customer breach your established boundaries, it can create a precedent with others that if they tip you a lot or if they treat you a certain way, they'll be able to get into this special bubble of friends. But in reality, you need to have set boundaries with every single customer, and if somebody crosses those boundaries, you do not need to be afraid to block them and possibly report them to the site if they become hostile or they start to harass you. You should be prepared to handle situations like this. It is fairly common to get obsessed fans and stuff like that, and if they take it too far, always block them, always report them, and keep in mind if it gets too extreme, you may also have to report it to authorities. So don't be freaked out, but just be prepared that sometimes people online get a little bit crazy. Now, you're camming. You've done a few cam shows. You've played with your pussy every time. Are you bored yet? You're probably bored. You might want to get some sex toys. Sex toys help you to liven up your cam shows and add some different stuff to them, so it's not the same thing every single time, because if you're getting worn out doing the same show every single night, your customers are probably going to get worn out by it too, especially the ones that come back every single time. So although doing things that you enjoy is important, you can add variety to doing the things that you enjoy by incorporating different sex toys. You can also do costumes and lingerie and just add different things to make it a little more interesting each time and give each show its own kind of flair and flavor. And you also might want to incorporate some games into your shows. Everybody loves games. You can do tipping games. If you're on a site that has apps or bots, you can even have these running while you're on cam that people can participate in. Tipping games are good because you can use them across every single site that you're on reliably, because it doesn't rely on a bot or an app in order to run. We actually do have a list of tipping games that you can play up on webcamstartup.com. So you should head over there and search for tipping games, because that will probably help you get through your show, especially during the more slow, boring times when you're kind of sitting there and you're like, what do I do? You can get a game started, and usually this is a good way to get the room kind of throwing little bits of money at you and getting it a little exciting and getting them excited for a show. Now, it's going to take a while, but you're going to get comfortable with your camming, you're going to have a set group of regulars, and you're going to start gaining followers, and it should keep steadily increasing. As it's steadily increasing, you're going to want to kind of advance your brand, possibly by building your own website or having your own video site or something like that. A lot of girls start camming and then eventually transition into offering clips as well. Now, clips are a great way to make passive income, and they're also a great way to connect with your customers when your customers are on a different schedule than you, or if they're too busy to come see your shows, they can purchase your content. Some people find it easier to just record their cam shows, which is possible, especially if you use OBS or something like that. It's super easy to record your cam shows and sell those as clips, and that's a great way to make income too. But if you invest in some equipment like a camcorder or something like that, you can make videos on the side, or you can even record with your webcam. And you can make videos on the side with certain themes, and you can post them to either a clip site or you can post them to a membership site. A membership site is a great push for your regulars, because this is a place you can post photos, videos, and have friendly interactions and cute little statuses and stuff like that that keep people updated on your life. So if you're a token site model, you would definitely want to get a membership site going. Membership sites work great for token site models because token site models do have more of a regular kind of relationship with people. Token sites are definitely community driven, so having a membership site is a great way to keep your community together. You can also use clip sites too, and take the sites that you post to your membership site and take these clips and post them over on the clip site too. So there's no limit on where you can post your clips. Once you record a clip, as long as you don't select anything that makes it exclusive to that site, you are able to post this clip in different locations. So you may find it beneficial to have a membership site and a clip site going. Just make sure that you don't put too much work on yourself, especially when you're first starting out. It's also good if you can find a site that kind of merges with the site that you're on or allows for cross advertisement. So for example, right now, since ManyVids, a clip site, recently also became a cam site, you're no longer allowed to advertise your ManyVids on Chatterbait. So you're going to want to find a different clip site that isn't also a cam site so you can advertise it on Chatterbait. But you can also list videos for sale on Chatterbait and videos for sale on ManyVids and not cross-advertise these things, and let each site bring you your own organic traffic if you would prefer. You can always be on as many sites as you want to, as long as you're willing to invest the time into uploading to each and every site. It can be super beneficial because you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. So that is our third and final video on becoming a cam girl, and once you become a cam girl, ways you can expand into making even more money since you're already in the sex industry and you're now building a name for yourself. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, you can of course leave them in the comments on any 3 of these videos and I'll be happy to answer them for you. You can also contact me at Aerie@webcamstartup.com, or you can go directly to webcamstartup.com and use the contact form. That goes straight to me, so I will be the one receiving your question and I can definitely answer that for you. I hope this was helpful and have a wonderful day.